Greetings indie warriors, spring has nearly sprung and so too is the indie gaming scene coming to life after a long harsh winter. I am Scrambled Ashton and this is your weekly Dream Drop, highlighting all of the indie and AA releases for the week ahead that have us excited. That's for the week of March 16th through 22nd of 2026. While winter is long, this year has already seen a few standout titles, but something tells me the best is yet to come. But real quick before we get into it, support real people making real things by heading over to patreon.com/I dream of indie games. There's loads of content over there for you to check out, and your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Alrighty then, by far the most followed game for this week is The Cube Save Us, launching on PC on the 17th. This extraction game throws players headfirst into intense, visceral combat inside the realm of the Cube Gate. Seeing it's coming to Steam, I guess we can call it the Gabe Cube. The game will feel like you're being chokeslammed into another dimension. Take down disgusting mutant baddies and even those you once called friends as a new Cold War begins to emerge. With 27 set pieces, the game stays fresh every run, and you never know where you'll end up next. Kinda like my career. So grab a few buddies, tighten those butt cheeks, and get ready to slay early this week. The Starship Troopers franchise is no stranger to the world of video games, and its latest foray into gaming is blasting onto the scene like a deadly swarm. Ultimate Bug War. Somebody get me a giant can of Raid because I haven't seen this many bugs since I played Big Rigs. This old school first person shooter comes packed with an original story, tons of missions, hidden paths, juicy secrets, and, oh yes, nasty bugs just begging to be mowed down. You'll wield over 30 different weapons to nuke these nasties out of existence. Fans will also appreciate video and audio from General Johnny Rico himself, delivered in glorious FMV like it's 1997 and we're all wearing Jenko jeans again. Grab Ultimate Bug War on PC and all major consoles on the 16th. And remember, the only good bug is a dead bug. I hate deadlines, but working here you gotta get used to them. In Deadline Delivery, launching on PC on the 16th, you're in the driver's seat in this drift-heavy experience that puts you in control of Carl. Not only is he an adorable monkey, but he's the mailman, and a very late one at that. Try to hit each deadline and get those letters delivered as quickly as possible, or else, well, you don't want to find out. Okay, fine, I will tell you anyway. You'll explode. This zany arcade experience features fun mechanics and 18 different maps, so don't be late in grabbing it this week. Late? Not on my watch. It wouldn't be a week of the Dream Drop without a roguelike, and a brutal one at that. Step into the hellish world of Grind Survivors, coming to us from Assemble Entertainment and heading to PC, PlayStation and Xbox consoles on the 16th. Expect fast-paced roguelike action as you battle back hordes of demons in vicious bullet hell combat encounters. Create interesting builds and weapons on your quest to eliminate every last piece of demon scum. If that weren't enough, you can grab tons of loot and explore loads of biomes in the game's Endless mode. It's looking like a violent little affair worth paying attention to, because when the demons come knocking, you better be ready to say, let's dance. At first, I thought this was going to be a new game set in the Simpsons universe, but itchy and scratchy this is not. Instead, Scritchy Scratchy is launching on the 18th. This is a self-described scratch card incremental game that heavily relies on luck, just like lottery tickets. And let me tell you, I never win on those. Must be that universe telling me to stop buying them. Collect various scratches that are all unique from one another, some that help, some that hinder, and some that make you question every life choice. Unravel rare symbols on your quest for the ultimate payday. There are even more mechanical scratch bots ready to help you unlock additional rewards, because nothing says I'm feeling lucky like a robot doing the scratching for you. Maybe not the best pick for gambling addicts, but everyone else can take their chances this week. I wasn't into Thomas the Tank Engine as a kid, to be honest. It always kind of freaked me out. Those giant smiling faces staring directly into your soul? no thanks, but that doesn't mean the series wasn't able to bring joy to others, and it's nice to see that it still lives on. Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor is boarding passengers this week, launching on the 17th on PC and all major consoles. Enjoy a calming narrative journey as you ride along the Northwestern Railway, hearing nostalgic tales all the while. Might be a nice one for something family friendly, especially if you're looking for a break from all the demon slaying and bug blasting chaos of the week. I used to love the video rental store as a kid. I practically lived at Blockbuster Video. The smell of popcorn, the plastic cases, the panic of returning something far too late. Good times. But it seems like the closest I may ever get to being in one again is inside the video game world of Retro Rewind, launching on Steam this week. In this early release, you get to manage your very own store, pop the popcorn, keep the aisles clean, and carefully stock the shelves with movies people actually want to see. You know, like Showgirls. Just kidding. You'll manage a full staff, charge for late fees like it's $19.99, take part in seasonal events, and even share your physical media with other friends. Gosh, I'm getting misty-eyed just thinking about the old days now. Somebody stop me before I start rewinding my emotions. Set out with an epic party of brave warriors in Valor of Man, which will be heading through the dungeons on the 19th. This turn-based roguelike RPG places 4 heroes in all sorts of perilous situations. All I can say is, watch out for traps and do not go in there. There are tons of unique abilities to master, monsters to slay, and characters to meet along the way. The game features a whopping 12 different classes, each controlling differently from the others. And with tons of paths to choose from for endless replayability, fans of the Dungeons & Dragons series in particular should find plenty to enjoy. If you're into strategic battles, party building, and the thrill of diving back in for just one more run, Valor of Man should scratch that itch. Oh no! Matt's cats have seemingly gone missing, and now you need to find them in Find Matt's Cats, coming to Steam on the 16th. The game is essentially a scavenger hunt through a whopping 84 different areas. That's more hiding spot than I had when I was trying to avoid chores as a child. Players can expect 20 hours of hunting down cats and other objects, with different difficulty options and various goals to chase. There's spot the difference challenges and even more variety sprinkled throughout. Plus, the game's got a good sense of humour, a story with a heart, and it's DRM free. Moving right along, we have a psychedelic take on a 2D collectathon called Rubato. This extremely indie looking release takes a strange story involving bioweapons, the solar system being destroyed, and a handful of other heavy-handed topics that'll make you go WTF. Playing as a frog, you need to rely on your tongue to swallow enemies and gather items, as the game slowly reveals itself to play as somewhat of a Metroidvania, or at least a distant cousin to the genre. It features 5 different areas in total, and no shortage of head-scratching moments when it hops onto the indie gaming scene. From frogs to toads, our next indie game is Poke All Toads, also launching on the 20th, because apparently this week is amphibian themed. While not quite as psychedelic as the last one, this puzzle game headed to Steam is every bit as strange. You control a group of fairies who need to protect their blue fairy at all costs, and lucky for you, toads hate being poked, which is great because poking things is kind of your thing. It's an odd little twist on the puzzle genre that'll have you snoozing through calm moments, snapping awake for crucial reactions, and even bouncing through the air like a caffeinated office employee. With over 100 levels, this quirky adventure looks totally awesome. Why not rush out this week and grab yourself a copy of Rushing Beat X, Return of Brawl Brothers on the 19th. Launching on PC and all major consoles, this classic brawler series is back to kick ass and take names. Chain through epic combos and bash through the streets either solo or in 2-player co-op. Though our pal Old Gamer Joe has not played the originals, he is very excited because you know him, he loves brawlers. Well, the good ones anyway. And this one looks like it's packing a rad visual style along with all weapon bashing, pipe smashing, face crashing action he craves. We all fancy ourselves as detectives, whether that is solving real crimes or just hunting down our ex's new partner on Instagram. And lucky for us, Lost Wiki Kozlovka helps us sharpen our skills by attempting to solve a small town mystery using Wikipedia, or at least a similar wiki database. You'll take on the task of a journalist in the 90s who must scroll through articles, click relevant links, and piece together a web of secrets, deception, and mystery in this imagined Eastern European town. Lost Wiki Kozlovka launches on PC on the 20th. You've heard of tactical battle sims, you've heard of frogs, but have you perhaps heard of tactical frog battles? No, didn't think so, but luckily we all get to experience it in a frog-obsessed comedy adventure, Bonnie Bear Saves Frogtime. I told you, it really is frog-themed this week. This quirky and kooky adventure game sees our hero Bonnie Bear heading off on an adventure to take down a bully through a series of frog battles, silly side quests, and conversations with the strange inhabitants of the town. The game is fully voice acted and features some big streamers voicing the kooky characters. So if you fancy a bit of nonsense this week, then why not pick up Bonnie Bear Saves Frogtime on PC and Switch as of the 16th. Hey now, indie warriors! Before we carry on with all those amazing indie and AA releases for the week, we want to take a moment to thank our incredible indie sponsor for this episode, Codera Software. Now available and out of early access, Delta-V Rings of Saturn is a physics-driven mining sim that does something most space games attempt, but rarely succeed at doing. It respects the laws of physics. And you can show the game some respect for yourself, which has tons of positive reviews by the way, by clicking our link in the description box below and downloading it for yourself. In Delta-V Rings of Saturn, you are the centre of the universe. Play as a working captain trying to make a living in our solar system. Every action you take comes with a reaction. Thrusters dart you around wildly, nearby objects can be heated up, and lasers scatter the light. There are no energy shields here, no teleporters, just real science-based technology. Players need to carefully navigate the rings, extract valuable minerals and resources, and haul cargo back to the space station to sell. How you go about this and the order in which you do things, that's totally up to you. Customise your ship, hire a crew that comes with their own unique stories and personalities, switch vessels, and even take on side jobs like epic bounty hunts. With an event-driven story, no two playthroughs will ever be quite the same. Even better, the game continues to evolve. Since leaving early access, the developers have been rolling out constant updates, including patches, experimental builds, and brand new features. Now how's that for service? You gotta love a dev that listens to player feedback. Still not sold? Well, don't take my word for it, as there is also a demo available now with save files that will carry over into the full game. So find out why this deep space sim has overwhelmingly positive feedback for yourself, use the link in our description box below and head off to the Rings of Saturn today. But alright, you know what time it is now. It's time to get back to the indies. Idle games are the perfect accompaniment to any podcast or TV show, and this next idler has you taking on the role of a quest giver rather than the typical adventurer. Skeleseller puts you in the bony shoes of a skeleton shopkeeper who sends adventurers out to collect loot for him to sell to the next silly adventurer that comes his way. Once you've got your gold, you can invest it in upgrades for your shop, help fix up your town, and send more little adventurers out to maybe get their booty stomped by monsters in the quest for shop inventory. Skelly Store launches on Steam on the 17th of March. It's no secret that AI sucks. So when we're given the opportunity to take down hordes of AI robots who are hell-bent on conquering the planet, who are we to complain? AI.VI is a tower defense meets FPS game that is all about scrapping bots and saving the world one spike trap at a time. Your playstyle is up to you. You can get up close and personal with a pickaxe or send your enemies flying with the Jack-in-the-Box explosive plushie launcher. There really is something for everyone. Save the world, send robots flying, and pack levels with quirky traps when AI.VI launches on Steam on the 18th. Another FPS where we get to blast down machines now, but this time we haven't got any traps to help us deal with them, only our own skills and perhaps a few friends in a co-op squad. Deadzone Rogue has you fighting against swarms of machines, with roguelike elements and lots of augments, perks and elemental abilities to customise your playstyle with. There are plenty of ways to find your groove while taking down the beasties. If you fancy playing through a spooky shooter alone or with your friends, then why not pick up Deadzone Rogue when it launches on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Xbox Series and Switch 2 this week. Coming out of early access with some pretty fantastic reviews is brand new fantasy strategy game Elemental Reforged. A remaster of Stardock's ultimate fantasy civilization game, Elemental Reforged takes the 3 games and cuts them together to make a turn-based RPG that is totally your own. You'll create your own world leader, dive into diplomatic relationships with other countries, and use magic, violence, or trade to battle for domination. With 3 new campaigns, a sandbox mode, and lots of different ways to play, no matter your personal moral compass, you can take over the world in Elemental Reforged when it leaves early access on the 17th. You know what's scarier than world domination? Abandoned amusement parks, especially those who seem to have entered a liminal cosmic horror space that is full of spooky freaks and paranormal experiences. If you'd rather just have a chill time at the park, then you could just hop on the many rides and feel a thrill, but you shouldn't relax too much, as who knows what surreal spookum might be lurking around the mind-bending corner. This first-person psychological horror game sees you returning to your currently missing father's amusement park to unravel the mystery and solve your father's disappearance. Now, don't get too emotional, but Emotionless: The Last Ticket launches onto PS5 and Xbox on the 17th. But if you can't wait that long, it is currently available on PC. Shh, do you hear that? That's the whispers of the Eyeless leaving early access on the 17th. This creepy strategy RPG explores cults and beyond, offering a chilling art style and soundscape that will make your hair stand up on the back of your neck. Play as the first prophet and build up your cult as you take part in turn-based battles and explore the game's many mechanics. Fans of the genre will certainly want to sink their fangs into this one. Digging and drilling have been common things in video games throughout the years. I mean, who could forget Dig Dug? In DigDigDrill, you are both mining for resources and collecting treasures, while utilising an interesting hack-and-slash equipment system. There are no enemies or time limits here, with each dig feeling uniquely its own. It almost feels like a puzzle game, with your goal being to reach the 999th floor. Now that is deep. See if you can dig it on the 18th. I'm a bit funny about buying used shoes, and in fact, I don't even like wearing other people's shoes. But In Their Shoes, launching on PC this week, might have me rethinking things. In this unusual indie release, you quite literally get to step into the shoes of 7 different characters and see life through their eyes. You'll see what they're thinking about, how they are feeling, and even need to make tough moral choices. These are known as moments, and they last around 5 minutes or so. We love when indie games try unique creative concepts such as this, so hopefully In Their Shoes is just my size. Perhaps it's time for you to make an impulse purchase. Well then, have I got the game for you. Poly Impulse is heading to Steam on the 18th. This minimalist FPS features an art style that apparently reminds Joe of playing on the Vectrex, whatever the hell that is. Accuracy and speed are the name of the game as you aim to complete each level in record times without missing your targets. Different polys also come with different effects that can completely alter each run. Step into this strange new dimension this week. You know you want to. Heading to Nintendo Switch 2 for the first time, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun is a 2016 release that's all about stealth. While it's a decade late, this version of the game will include Switch 2 style mouse support and include all of the original expansions. You'll control various characters with unique skill sets as you hop about the roofs and find unique ways to slay your foes. Don't get caught and stick to the shadows on the 18th. Dragonkin, the Banished, joins quite a few other games this week that are finally hitting 1.0. Fresh off of a multiplayer update which added 4-player online co-op, this title is one that I haven't personally checked out yet. However, as someone who enjoys a good hack-em-up dungeon crawl in the style of Diablo, I may just give it a go. The world looks interesting with some nice visuals, and while things started out a bit bumpy, it seems like user reviews are turning towards the more positive side of things. The game will also be coming to consoles as well, which is of course exciting news. Also leaving early access this week is the Coin Game, while arriving on PlayStation and Xbox consoles. This solo-developed project offers a variety of different ticket-based arcade games, 50 of them in fact. The game is set across a massive island which you can explore at your own leisure, and even offers a few different modes of play. So if it's an open world arcade experience you crave, toss your coins towards the coin game on the 19th. And closing out our week, Machine Gun Fury is back, and with a brand new publisher. This retro military shooter will now be available on consoles for the first time. Push your skills to the limit in this arcade throwback romp that features classic visuals, sounds and gameplay. There's no cover system here. It's a pure hellish gauntlet through 8 fast-paced levels with 3 awesome selectable characters. Aim your sights on this release on the 20th. But that's going to do it for this week, folks. We hope you found the next indie game of your dreams. Voice to the voiceless, and I will see you back here at the channel for more indie gaming coverage.